Back, Kenya's short-term borrowing costs are seen climbing further in the forthcoming debt auctions. That's as the uncertain outcome of this week's presidential vote prompted investors to price in more risk. And of course, we are still waiting for this vote. It's said that it will be out by the end of today, the outcome of the election. And of course, everyone in tenterhooks. It seems that the fixed income space is also trading with a risk premium as a result of this. Daniel Chenge, equity and fixed income dealer at Kenyan Asset Managers, is joining us right now to take a look at how global markets are perceiving the way the Kenyan elections are faring. Daniel, thanks for your time. Now, looking at the 91-day bill sitting at 9.75%, it's climbed for the sixth straight week. You've got the 6-month paper sitting at 9.7% and the 1-year paper trading at 12.54%. Overall, yields have been rising on the shorter end of the curve. Is this all about the election and uncertainty?
Yeah, of course, that one can be attributed to the general election, the uncertainty. So we see the investors are factoring that risk of the elections. They don't know what the outcome will be. And of course, you've seen a delay in announcing the final results. So I think majority of the factor on the yields going up could be attributed to the elections that are ongoing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just looking at the 10-year note, if you look further down the line on the curve, the 10-year note trading at 12.68%, and that's relative to February's 11.84%. 20-year infrastructure bond has also ticked up to 12.4%. So what type of activity have we seen further down the line on the long end of the curve ahead of the election? And do you expect the yields rising to continue there?
Yeah, if you check on the secondary market, the activities have been very minimal. The investors, or they are saying, let's watch and see what the election result will be. So most of the activity in the bond market in Kenya at the moment has been on the primary market. When the government is issuing, you see the last month the government issued a 2-year paper and a 15-year paper, which was very heavily subscribed. So investors, what they are keen on right now is to try as much as possible to maximize on the primary auction that the government is issuing, and they are a bit quiet on the secondary market. But as you said, on a 5-year, 10-year, and infrastructure board, we have been seeing once in a while trades happening in the secondary market, and as you said, edging up slightly.
Well, certainly speaking to the likes of RMB here in South Africa, they've been sitting on their hands waiting for an outcome before they make a call and, trade heavily in the markets. But that being said, when it comes to auctions coming up, we've got that March 20th auction looking at $230.6 million there. That's around 20 billion shillings. 10-year paper and 2-year paper. What type of appetite do you expect? And of course, I suppose it could be hard to tell given the fact that it will be after the election result out.
Yeah, I expect investors, as they have been doing, to favor the short term. So I expect quite heavy bidding on the 2-year paper. And of course, you see most of the fund managers who are managing pension funds would rather go for the 10-year, the longer paper. Mm-hmm. So I expect more appetite and interest on the 2-year paper. And of course, the fund managers who are managing pension fund will go for the 10-year.
Now, just looking at yields there on the 10-year note, what type of price do you expect it to sell at there?
2-year, if you check, actually last month the government also issued a 2-year bond, and it came out at a weighted average rate of around 12.844%. So factoring in that and the fact that the yields are slightly edging up, as you are aware, the central bank has been also tightening the market. So I expect the 2-year bond to touch around 13%. And the difference between the 2-year and the 10-year might not be so much. So as you are watching right now, the yield curve in the Kenyan market is almost becoming flat.
Would you say this is a critical auction to look at, given the fact that we'll have the results of the election out, and I suppose either way it will be a test of confidence in the economy?
Yes, I agree that, and for me, as we've said, we've seen a peaceful election. The only challenge has been on the counting of the votes because of the hitch which was there in the system they wanted to use. But international observers, the local observers, has given the election process a clean bill. So it's been peaceful. There's no violence, and we expect this to be maintained. So basically, as you said, this will be a vote of confidence to the Kenyan country.
Well, we hopefully will have the elections results out today. But Daniel, thanks for joining us. Thanks for unpacking that for us. Daniel Chenge, equity and fixed income dealer at Kenyan Asset Management.